Darkest Dungeon is a game about patience, planning, overcoming the odds, so that you can keep your team alive for another week. In this video, I'm going to throw all of this out the window and make a mad rush for the game's first major boss. Hello everyone, I'm Dan, and today I will be explaining to you how Darkest Dungeon speedrunning works as we take down the mighty Necromancer as quickly as possible. Real quick, if you guys enjoy the video and are into horror games speedrunning, be sure to subscribe, as I post a new video every week. Now, onto the video. This speedrun covers Darkest Dungeon's Necromancer percent category, one of the game's most popular runs, which calls for the player to defeat the first boss in the ruins as quickly as possible. With all that explained, let's get started. I completed this run in 23 minutes 56 seconds, which is a mid-leaderboard time at the time of recording. You'll notice right off the bat, we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn all the DLC off, and the game is run on Darkest difficulty, the normal mode. And we're going to get right to it here with the old road. So you may notice right off the bat the splits in the top left. Not many levels, not many dungeons in this. It's a very quick speed run. And you might be thinking, boy, we're going to be underpowered, under-equipped for this. Well, you may be. In a lot of runs, you probably will be. But, yeah, we will endure the dice rolls as best we can. Because every turn, every move you make is a bit of a dice roll in Darkest Dungeon speedrunning. So right off the bat, though, we land 2 hits. And I mentioned a dice roll. Even there, that guy is pretty straightforward. He's just, you know, the tutorial enemy. The tutorial dungeon. But you can still miss. You can still crit. So all this stuff can work with you or against you. So in this first big fight, you want to take out the... oh, there's a bad miss right off the bat. You want to take out the back guy as quickly as possible so you can use your highwayman in the second slot there on the left, back left. You want to use it so you can focus him to hitting the big guy in front, because the big guy has obviously a lot more HP. So we get both shots from the highwayman to take out the back gunner pretty quick. In a perfect world, you can actually get a critical shot and one-shot that guy in the back, but and you're dealing with dice rolls, and how many times do you want to keep doing that while you're attempting speed runs? Unless you're going for record, you may not want to focus that. So the big thing here is just keep using open vein with your highwayman, and hammering them with smite with your crusader. And yeah, not the best of this run here, but the guy's done. Oh, a bad miss. Yeah, there are a few bad misses on this particular run, but yeah, grab your treasures and get out. So there you go, the old road completed. And just mash through the menus as quickly as you can. Yep. Close all this out. We're going to go to our stagecoach and grab... first, trade in some artifacts so we can hopefully get the more optimal classes going forward. So, yeah, just up the network. Grab both characters in here, the Vestal and the Plague Doctor. And I'm going to check which skills they have. So what I'm usually looking for is the Plague Doctor to have some versatility with her poison, to where she can hit the front and the back row enemies. Ooh, I'm wasting time already. You really want to grab food, shovels, and torches, though. But sometimes you won't take the Vestal, simply because her turns will mostly not be dealing a lot of killing damage. And in this dungeon in particular, you don't need the healing. You shouldn't need the healing, I should say. So you can go ahead and just kind of leave her behind. And we're going to be hoping to replace her with those new characters we have coming in from our upgraded stagecoach. So really, she's just going to be taking up space and turn time. Yeah, first fight here, though. Yeah, our Plague Doctor is very well equipped. They can hit all slots, plus they have Incision, the melee attack, which is very nice. Yeah. We take a very specific route here. You'll notice this is a explore 90% dungeon. Which does not mean you need to do every fight. You just need to step in 90% of the rooms. That's very important with this whole setup. And exactly why we will take the route that we do. Ooh, very nice crit there from the Highwayman to get rid of the stress dealer. And these last two guys will go quick with our Crusader up front there. If you did not know, the Crusader, he owns the ruins. Him and the Plague Doctor both, they are exceptionally strong characters in the ruins. His blight damage from the Plague Doctor is very strong, and then the Crusader just has natural buffs in the in here. Yeah, I always maintain the torchlight though, to keep our chances of getting surprises on the enemy as high as possible. And once again, just try to take out those backline characters as quick as possible and let the Crusader wipe out the ones in the front. Very nice dodges. Yeah, see, he's very strong here. He'll one-shot most of these lighter enemies. Now, you'll see in the background there's a curio. More often than not, we're not going to interact with any of these. One of those deals you don't have to. Again, if you're doing this in the ideal style, you shouldn't be wasting any time with stuff like that. And you might be thinking, well, it's Darkest Dungeon. You mentioned earlier how much RNG there was. Well, yeah, there's a ton of RNG, but there's also a ton of resetting. Now, I'm somebody that is usually very hesitant to reset a speedrun. I just like seeing the game through, and I think it just helps me from getting burnt out as easily and everything like that. And even in the early stages of running this game, I had 13 resets before even a completed run, you know, so that's a lot for me. And, you know, as you can see from that old road split, I was more patient than others. So I mentioned the idea of you only need to explore 90% of the rooms. You don't need to do all the fights. You can just run from that final fight. You were in the room, so it counts as exploring it. You run from that fight, and then your mission's complete. You can head home. And once again, just mash through all that stuff. We're going to check who we got in the stagecoach, if we got some much-needed reinforcements. So we got the Bounty Hunter, a big heavy hitter. Yeah, he'll be our go-to. So what we're going to be looking for now is I guess I figure out what team I'm going for. Or maybe I'm going to take that Arbalist. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, Arbalist isn't bad, though. So we're going to be looking for a short dungeon, short 90% rooms. That one's perfect. You can have a bit of a gamble here with the dungeons, where you can take the short 90%, so you know what you're getting in terms of length pretty well. However, there are the ones that offer 100% room battles. So you run the risk of doing more fights, but let's say you get to the third room and you do a fight there. There's a chance that's all of the room fighting in the whole dungeon, and you can end it very early. Again, though, that is 100% luck-based. You know, it's just, you don't know how that's going to go until you're in there. So I usually, on these early runs, was just doing, I'll take the 90% and hope for the best. There we go. We got rid of Mr. Tempting Goblet back there pretty quick, which is always good. But yeah, this is the team we're going to take the Necromancer on with, I'm very certain. I've been a bit since we did this run, I'll admit, but that Arbalest gives us some oomph in the back, and even though it has a heal if I need it, but I don't hopefully want that one to come through. This team's really strong for the ruins. But yeah, you'll notice it is, and we're taking a lot of stress damage, and that's exactly what the speedrun is. You know, I mentioned it at the beginning how, you know, we're throwing all the fundamentals and sense of the game out the window, and we're just mad rushing it. We're going to let the stress get high. We're going to let the damage get low, or HP get low, and we're just going to let it go. Whatever happens, happens. So it's a roller coaster of emotions a bit, speedrunning of this game. Yeah, that actually would have been a nice curio to go ahead and get a nice boost, but I was too worried about it. So as we're walking through the dungeon here, I should make mention of how the direct mechanics of this work. It's a little bit more complex than you may think. Obviously, if you've played Darkest Dungeon on PC, it's mostly a mouse and keyboard point and click style game. And you know, like I use the arrow keys to walk and, you know, click the mouse. However, for the speedrunning, you'll often want to use a controller as well, and that will come into play with scouting. So like if you're scouting an area, you can actually preload the place you're going to go prior to the scouting finishing. You cannot do that with the mouse. Why is it like that? I have no idea, but yeah, nice little tidbit there. And if you're wondering, can I speedrun this on console? I think you can. Now, will you get a record type time? You know, you never know, I guess, but it would be slower just because, you know, moving the mouse around to get what you need is a little faster. And believe me, I'm not saying this in any knock to console runners or anything, as I've played most of my time actually on the PS4 version. But, you know, so it may be a little slower, but it's more than viable to speedrun this on any of the consoles if you want. You know, you should be able to compete and have a reasonably close time. And above all, have the same level of fun, I think. You know, you're rolling the same dice as the PC people at the end of the day. And we're just hoping for no more fights and no more traps. And we've had a couple of hallway fights here. I swear speedrunning this game, the game knew or something, like when I was opening those files, and some of these short dungeons felt like they were they were full-on long ones. And just keep popping those torches. Good luck there. Nice. But you notice how it's still scouting and I left. I was able to move. That's because of the controller. Let's snag this trap. And it looks like we're going to get out of here with no more fights, which is great. I did take a hit there, though. Those hallway fights were a little slow. So, we're expecting a big comeback here. So, something you can do here, you notice how there are short, medium, and there are long dungeons as well. As we, I'm surprised I messed with my team here. But you'll notice how there were various length dungeons. Well, there is a way to work around this. And what I mean is you can... yeah, I was looking at what I was doing there. I'm messing up my menuing. Level up the open vein and the gunshot. You can send a character to the Darkest Dungeon, though, and it will accelerate the week. It'll skip a week. You have to send them to the Darkest Dungeon, though. So you can skip a week ahead. There we go. Yeah, do some skill upgrades, get our characters stronger. So yeah, there is some upgrading, as you can see. We're gonna get our weapon, all of our damage as high as it can be. Yep. Yeah, don't worry about the armor. Once again, just kind of risking it, but also you don't want to blow through all your money. I had that short 100%. I'm sure we'll go there. That's good luck, though, that it spawned. But yeah, like I said, if you do this and a short one doesn't spawn, just go into the darkest dungeon with a character you're not using, and then immediately exit. And that'll skip you ahead a week. Now, obviously, that will take up time, but that's just the way it is. Fight right off the gate, right out of the gate here. But this is a good potential time save, though, for a lot of runs, just because I did get a short dungeon to spawn right away.
Executed with impunity. Be gone, fiend.
Yeah, one thing I was getting used to doing as well for selecting attacks is you can use the number keys to do that. I always just click it normally. But yeah, it is faster just to go ahead and hit the 1, 2, 3, or 4 on your keyboard. Do it that way. Another nasty fight. And at this point, I can guarantee you I was thinking, yeah, there's no way this one's coming back. We're already 55 seconds down. I did get that early spawn, though, so we're going to... that early short dungeon, so we're going to keep it going, but it's not looking good. Yeah, that poison's going to kill the one in the back, so hit the one in the third slot.
Another one falls. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Press this advantage.
There we go. And really just get your turns over as quickly as possible with some of those characters so you can get it to the Crusader. There we go. We got a really nice roll there of not having to go down to that bottom slot. I'm even making a comment, I guarantee you. That's why I said it. Oh, thank goodness there wasn't a fight there. To the point of that, I did record this on my Twitch channel, which link will be below if you're interested in that. And yeah, I record all my speedruns over there, and I just removed the commentary and all the outside audio to make it a little more YouTube friendly, and then I'll come on here and record this separately. These spiders. The spiders are very misleading enemies, as most of you have played this will know. You know, they come off, they're super weak, they're very, you know, most anything can one-shot them, it feels like. But boy, do they pile on damage fast. It is quite nuts. Oh, that was a bad mess there, too. I took the kill, I'm surprised. I thought I'd save the Plague Doctor. Yeah, so I'm gambling here. I didn't say I took the kill. All right, there we go. Looks like it's gonna pay off. That poison will come in, but oh, and look at that, the dungeon end. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. And you notice we got a nice gold split there on the top left. That is exactly what I was talking about, though, where that was what, the third room of that dungeon, and it ended right then and there. That saves you so much time. That's why the 100% is so nice. But here we go. If you saw, that unlocked the Necromancer. So stock up on everything we can. We're not going to need the money to run ends here after this fight. So here we go. Yeah, a boss unlocked just like that.
I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of
Yeah, for a little bit of the self-promotion, bear with me here real quick as we get everything started up. I do stream this game at least once a week over on my Twitch channel, which again will be linked below. I do these speedrun type video. I do post speedrun videos every week here on YouTube. So yeah, check that out if you're interested, if you've enjoyed this. If you want to see me do commentaries on some of the other Darkest Dungeon runs I've done, I'm more than willing to. We've done the Swine Prince and the Siren both as well. But yeah, just let me know below and all that good stuff. But anyway, we got a Necromancer to kill, so let's start in. Once again, it's the same rules as before, you know, just get as few fights as possible. So if you don't know, the Necromancer and any boss, for that matter, will spawn in the farthest square from your point of entry. So you'll get some of those that are like, you'll have a complete total square for their map. You'll just have to gamble on, did I get the top? Do I go up or down or something like that? But so most dungeons, like this one in particular, you'll know exactly where they are the moment you start it. So it's just a matter of taking the most optimal route there and, you know, hopefully not running into any enemies. Yeah, it was a solid fight. Yeah, they'll be up there in that top left. Yeah, the Necromancer itself isn't too bad, though. I mean, obviously, the whole mechanic of the fight is that it spawns in things. But with having an Arbalist and Plague Doctor, and Highwayman for that matter, it will move itself back, which can hurt our Crusader a bit. But we have 3 things that will be able to hit it from range, so it won't have anywhere to run. Getting very good luck here. Yeah, so we're gonna have one fight before the boss. Yeah, this was a terrific bit of RNG here. I knew I saw that 2657 as my PB at the time. Yeah, get rid of those stress dealers. You can see that's exactly what I'm saying. We gotta get rid of them before they hit our Plague Doctor or our Crusader too much. Because the last thing you want is your, you know, a negative resolve coming out and sending them over the rails right before a boss fight. Yep, here we go. Oh, that stressful incantation. I hate that. Yeah, Plague Doctor's hanging in there by a thread. Stress is about max, though. Or, well, up to 100 anyway. Yeah, if you didn't know, when you do reach 100 stress in this game, you'll be faced with a moment of resolve and you'll get a positive or negative result. And, you know, the positive will buff your entire party and get, you know, will buff that character and do positive things for your party, like reduce stress, and some can buff, some, you know, it just varies. But the negative ones, you know, they can start attacking your team, they can refuse healing, they can do all kinds of stuff. They can steal items. And you really don't want that. Especially in a boss dungeon. There we go. We're going to eat any food I can. Heal up. Get our torch up. And we're going in. Let's fight this Necromancer. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, the Necromancer is definitely intimidating on that first playthrough, without a doubt. But, you know, it won't take long. Oh, yeah, there's a negative one. That Paranoid. It won't take you long, though, to really kind of learn how it works and be able to get through it pretty quick. Paranoid or not, that was a good hit with the poison. Yeah, let's do the open vein here. Ideally hoping for some bleed damage, but no luck there. Go ahead and mark. Yeah, we do the mark because that's going to strengthen the Highwayman's gun and the Arbalist bow. Both of those attacks. So it's a double whammy with this party, so well worth wasting, not hitting them that turn. Just keep stacking poison with our Plague Doctor. I'm surprised I didn't shoot the Necromancer there. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep killing these skeletons with the Crusader. There you go. See, look at that crit for 24 thanks to that mark. Just keep stacking that poison. Because every time you poison something, like let's say it poisons them for 2 damage, that all stacks on itself. So you hit them with like 3 stacks of, or hits of 2, it's going to hit them for 6 until that first initial one will expire. So you can really do some major damage if you get a Plague Doctor and Abomination or any number of Blight or Bleed. Bleed works the same way. Combos going, and yep, not long now. There it goes, just like that. Necromancer down. You don't have to kill the army. And there we go. As soon as you hit the quest complete, the run ends. 23 minutes, 56 seconds for the old Darkest Dungeon Necromancer percent. So, a final thought on the run. Is this a fun run? It's playing Darkest Dungeon, so to me, it's always fun. Is it frustrating? Absolutely, because you're relying on luck. I mean, I'm not saying you have to have a certain level of skill and a very high level of understanding to be an elite runner at this without question. But you could be the best player in the world. If you don't get the luck you need, you will not have the best of runs. So that can be frustrating at times too. So, you know, you have to take all that into account and see if it'd be worth doing for you. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to wrap this up. You know, thank you all for watching. Yeah, so this is Dan signing off. But before you go, before you close that tab, consider checking out another video here that'll pop up on the screen here shortly. It'll take you to a playlist of more videos like this if you want to check out some more horror game speedruns. Yeah, so see you in the next video.